Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am the almighty Zentaco, and today we're going to be learning how to do something that I did not think was possible in Fusion, and that is the ability to zoom in. I actually just stumbled upon this while trying to make a CRT effect for an upcoming project I'm working on, so I'm going to show you guys how to do this. It's actually pretty easy. Now, to do this though, you are going to need to use something called a shader. So if you don't know what a shader is essentially a filter you apply to a sprite which changes that sprite in some way to create an effect. And it can be used in all kinds of ways. You can like create an outline, a zoom, you can change colors, you could maybe make it wavy. I mean, the sky's the limit. You can actually make your own shaders, but that's not super easy. I'm not going to explain that. But anyway, for the purposes of this tutorial, you are going to need to get a shader. So go on over to clickstore.clickteam.com. You're going to need to make an account. The shaders are free, so you don't have to worry about that. Type in shader, and you're looking to download Loki Mega Shader Pack. Okay, so once you've got that downloaded and installed, we can go ahead and make the zoom effect. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and install this shader pack, and this is really easy. What you're going to do is look for your Clickteam Fusion 2.5 folder. Depending on what version you have, Steam or otherwise, you are going to have to look in different places. But if it's in Steam, you're going to look in your Steam apps common folder. So once you have found that folder, look for an effects folder. And I already have everything installed here, but all you got to do is open up your Mega Shader Pack and open up the folder inside. You can just grab them all and drop them in. That's all you have to do. As long as they're in that folder, they will be available inside of Clickteam Fusion. Alright, so for this zoom, I've created a active object, which I've made into an 8 directions object, and a background, just so we have something to zoom into. So the first thing I'm going to do, now you don't have to do this, but I just want to show how you can have the zoom work over a large frame. We are always going to center the frame relative to our player object here, this active object. Okay, so we can move around the frame. Now, what we need to do to create this zoom is essentially we want to create an active object. So let's go ahead and call this object lens. And we're going to make this a single color square. Okay, so we want this to be the size of our viewport. So for our purposes, that is going to be 640 by 480. So go ahead and resize your block. We also you want to make sure that it is placed in the very first position of the very starting position of your frame, and we're going to make sure that it does not follow the frame, because we want this to, so uncheck follow the frame. We want this object to stay in this initial position always. We want it to always cover our viewport. So do that. Now we need to add a shader to it. So shaders are under display options. Click on the effect button, edit, and I have a bunch of them. So you're going to want to be looking for Loki Shader Pack, and you want to try to find something called lens. So double click on lens to apply it. Now we have two things here, base and coefficient. Make the coefficient 0 by default. That would be not zoomed in at all. Alright, now for this to work, this will only zoom in and apply this shader to anything that the object is overlapping. So we want to make sure that this lens object is always the top object on the Z hierarchy. So set the under order, set to move to front or bring to front. And if you bring any other objects to front, make sure you bring this to front last so it is the top object. Otherwise, certain things will be left out of your zoom. Anything above it will not be zoomed in on. Okay, so we are going to need some variables. And you can put these anywhere. I'm just going to put these in the active object for our player. We're going to need the zoom. We'll call it current zoom. I believe zoom is reserved. So current underscore zoom and target underscore zoom. Okay, so all we got to do, first we want to be able to control zoom in and zoom out. So we're going to do that with the middle mouse button. So we are going to say the mouse When mouse wheel is moved up, we also need to have the inverse, so go to the mouse. When mouse wheel is moved down. So when the mouse wheel is moved up, we want to increase the alterable value of target zoom. So we're going to add to target zoom. Wait, where did I put that? I accidentally put the alterable values on the lens. That's fine. So on the mouse wheel up, we are going to always add 1 to target zoom. And you can make this as big or as small as you want. And whenever we do mouse wheel down, we are going to subtract 1 from target zoom. All right, so that's good. Now we need to actually do the zoom. So we're going to create another always event for this. And let's take a look at the lens object real quick. Now, anytime you have an effect, there are effect parameters. And that, for example, that would be our coefficient and our base. Now, it'll tell you in parentheses here what you need to type in to refer to these different parameters. And so for coefficient, it is type it exactly like this. So it would be lowercase f, capital C, O, E, F, F. So it's F, coef. So what we want to do is always set this parameter to be the same as the current zoom value. So go to effect, set effect parameter. We need to type it in just as we see it. So that's F, co-E, F, F. Make sure there's quotations around this. And the parameter value is going to be the value of current zoom. So now we need to, I wanted to make this zoom smooth. That's why I'm using a target zoom and a current zoom value. So I'm going to be applying a tween to this. I'm going to do this right now. So I'm going to set it up so that the current zoom always equals the value of current zoom plus parentheses, get the value of target zoom, subtract the value of current zoom, and multiply by like 0.1. So this will give us a nice smooth zoom in. All right, let's go ahead and check it and see if it works. So we can move around and we can zoom in and zoom out. Now you will notice that you can zoom in, it looks like almost forever. But when you zoom out, things get a little wonky. I don't know how to fix this yet. I'm not even sure if you can. If you ever bring the coefficient into a negative, it does this. It starts tiling the backdrop, and if you go too far, it inverts. It actually zooms back in and the reverse. It's kind of cool. So we don't want that to probably happen, unless you do. I don't know why you would. I don't want that to happen, even though it is a little bit mesmerizing. Whoa! So we're going to fix this. We're going to go ahead and clamp the value of current zoom. Okay, so what we're going to do to clamp this is on the mouse wheel down, we're going to add an exemption here. We're going to make sure that we find out if the value of target zoom is greater than 0. So we can't zoom down if it's 0. Let's see if that works. Okay, so that clamped our value. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That is how you do a zoom in Fusion. I'm going to go ahead and spend some time though working on trying to make this better. I want to see if you can do a zoom out and decrease the size. Might not be possible. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope you found this video educational. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave them down below, or hop into my Discord and I will try to help you, or maybe someone else try to help you. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video.